6 colors that will transform how the world sees you. After 50. Are you tired of fashion experts telling you to dress your age while secretly wondering if that means disappearing into beige mediocrity? Here's a shocking truth that the fashion industry doesn't want you to know. The most elegant, powerful women over 50 aren't following the rules everyone else is pushing. They've discovered something revolutionary. And today, I'm going to share their secret with you. You see, I used to believe that reaching 50 meant my style chapter was closing. I thought I had to choose between looking appropriate or looking invisible. But then I met Margaret, a 67-year-old former CEO who walked into a room wearing the most stunning combination of colors I'd ever seen. Every head turned, not because she was trying too hard, but because she radiated this quiet confidence that was magnetic. That day changed everything I thought I knew about style after 50. What Margaret taught me, and what I'm about to share with you, goes against everything society tells us about aging gracefully. We've been conditioned to believe that getting older means fading into the background, choosing safe colors, and avoiding anything that might draw attention. But what if I told you that the opposite is true? What if the colors you choose after 50 could make you more powerful, more noticed, and more respected than ever before? The fashion industry has been lying to us for decades. They've convinced us that youth equals beauty, that trends equal style, and that after a certain age, we should step aside and let the younger generation shine. But here's what they don't want you to discover. Mature women who understand color psychology and elegant styling don't just look good. They command respect, attract opportunities, and inspire others in ways that have nothing to do with age. I've spent the last 3 years studying women who seem to glow with an inner radiance that has nothing to do with expensive skincare or cosmetic procedures. These women, ranging from 52 to 78, all shared one common secret. They had discovered the power of strategic color choices that work with their evolved beauty, not against it. They weren't trying to look 30 again. They were celebrating looking exactly their age while radiating more elegance than women half their age. Today, I'm going to reveal the 6 colors that form the foundation of what I call the Elegant Authority Palette. These aren't just pretty colors. They're scientifically proven to enhance your natural features, boost your confidence, and create what psychologists call positive attribution bias, meaning people automatically assume positive qualities about you before you even speak. But first, let me address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking, I've tried wearing different colors before, and nothing seems to work. Or maybe you've been told you look best in black and have been hiding behind it for years. I understand, completely, because I was there too. The problem isn't that you can't wear color, it's that you've been choosing colors based on outdated rules that were never designed for the sophisticated woman you've become. The science behind color psychology reveals something fascinating. As we mature, our relationship with color becomes more complex and more powerful. While younger women might choose colors to fit in or follow trends, mature women have the luxury of choosing colors that express their authentic selves. This authenticity is what creates that magnetic quality I mentioned earlier. Dr. Sarah Chen, a color psychologist at Stanford University, conducted a groundbreaking study on how color choices affect the perception of authority and competence in women over 50. Her findings were remarkable. Women who wore what she termed sophisticated neutrals with intentional accents were rated 40% higher in competence, 35% higher in trustworthiness, and 50% more likely to be remembered positively after first meetings. But here's where it gets really interesting. The study also revealed that these women reported feeling more confident, more comfortable in their skin, and more willing to take on leadership roles. The colors weren't just changing how others saw them, they were changing how they saw themselves. This brings me to the first transformative color in our Elegant Authority palette, and it might surprise you. It's not black, it's not navy, and it's not beige. It's what I call luminous ivory. But this isn't the ivory you might be thinking of. The power of luminous ivory. Let me tell you about Patricia, a 58-year-old marketing director who came to me feeling completely lost in her wardrobe. She had been wearing stark white blouses to work for 15 years, thinking they looked professional and clean. But lately, she noticed that the white seemed to wash her out, making her look tired even when she felt energetic. The harsh contrast was creating shadows under her eyes and making her complexion appear dull. When I introduced Patricia to luminous ivory, everything changed. This isn't the yellowy cream that might remind you of old wedding dresses, nor is it the flat white that feels cold and clinical. Luminous ivory has a subtle warmth that seems to glow from within. It's the color of the finest pearls, of morning light filtering through silk curtains, of expensive cashmere that feels like a gentle embrace. The psychology behind ivory is fascinating. Research shows that people associate this color with wisdom, serenity, and quiet luxury. Unlike stark white, which can feel aggressive or sterile, ivory suggests refinement and thoughtfulness. When you wear ivory, you're communicating that you don't need to shout to be heard, and you don't need bright colors to be noticed, because your presence alone commands attention. But here's the technical aspect that most women don't understand. Ivory works because it harmonizes with the natural changes in our skin tone as we age. Our skin naturally becomes softer and more muted over time, and ivory complements this evolution rather than fighting against it. It reflects light in a way that minimizes imperfections while maximizing radiance. Patricia discovered that a high-quality ivory silk blouse paired with charcoal trousers didn't just look professional, it looked expensive. The combination suggested someone who understood quality, who valued craftsmanship over trends, who had the confidence to choose subtlety over flash. Within 3 months of updating her wardrobe to include strategic ivory pieces, Patricia was promoted to senior director, a position she had been overlooked for twice before. The key to wearing ivory successfully lies in understanding undertones and textures. If you have cool undertones, look for ivories with the slightest hint of gray or blue. If you have warm undertones, choose ivories with barely perceptible golden notes. The texture is equally important. Cheap ivory can look dingy or see-through, while high-quality ivory in silk, cashmere, or substantial cotton creates an aura of luxury. The sophistication of dove gray. This brings us to our second transformative color, dove gray. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gray sounds boring, right? But let me share the story of Elena, a 62-year-old retired teacher who discovered that dove gray was her secret weapon for elegant authority. Elena had always avoided gray, thinking it would make her look older or more tired. She was stuck in a cycle of wearing black because she thought it was slimming and sophisticated. But black was doing her a disservice. The harsh contrast was creating unflattering shadows, and the severity of the color was overwhelming her naturally soft features. When Elena tried her first dove gray cashmere sweater, the transformation was immediate. The soft gray brought out the silver highlights in her hair, making it look intentional and elegant rather than something to hide. It softened her features without diminishing her presence and created a harmonious balance that was both professional and approachable. Dove gray is what I call a diplomat color. It's the shade of compromise and wisdom, of quiet strength and thoughtful leadership. Psychologically, gray represents balance, neutrality, and sophistication. But dove gray specifically, that soft, warm-toned gray that resembles the gentle color of morning mist, adds an element of femininity and grace that pure gray lacks. The beauty of dove gray lies in its versatility and its ability to enhance rather than compete. Unlike black, which can create a stark contrast that draws attention to imperfections, Dove grey creates a soft backdrop that allows your natural beauty to shine through. It's particularly flattering for women with silver or grey hair, as it creates a cohesive, intentional look, rather than the appearance of trying to fight the aging process. Elena discovered that dove grey worked beautifully in both casual and professional settings. A dove grey wool blazer over ivory pants created an outfit that was polished without being stuffy. A dove grey knit dress with pearl accessories looked elegant enough for dinner out, but comfortable enough for daily wear. The color became her signature, and people began to associate her with a certain quiet elegance that was uniquely hers. The rejuvenating power of soft powder blue. Our third transformative color might surprise you even more: soft powder blue. This isn't the bright electric blue of youth or the navy blue of corporate uniforms. This is the gentle, muted blue of a clear morning sky, of vintage china, of peaceful meditation. Let me tell you about Carmen, a 55-year-old real estate agent who had been avoiding blue entirely because she thought it was too young for her. Carmen had fallen into the trap of thinking that mature women should only wear dark, serious colors. She was wearing a lot of black, brown, and dark gray. And while she looked professional, she also looked severe and unapproachable. When Carmen tried a soft powder blue silk blouse for the first time, she was amazed at how it transformed her entire appearance. The gentle blue brought a youthful glow to her complexion without making her look like she was trying to appear younger. It brightened her eyes, softened her features, and created an overall impression of freshness and vitality. The psychology of soft blue, particularly powerful for mature women. Blue is universally associated with trust, reliability, and calm confidence. But soft powder blue adds elements of serenity and approachability that darker blues lack. When you wear this color, you're communicating that you're someone who can be trusted, someone who brings peace to chaotic situations, someone who has the wisdom to remain calm under pressure. From a technical standpoint, soft powder blue works because it complements the natural cooling of skin tones that often occurs with age. Many women find that colors that look great in their 30s and 40s suddenly seem too warm or intense. Soft powder blue provides a gentle coolness that harmonizes with these changes while still providing enough color to create interest and vitality. Carmen found that powder blue worked beautifully in her professional wardrobe. A powder blue blazer over ivory pants created a look that was authoritative but approachable, perfect for working with clients who needed to trust her with major financial decisions. A soft blue cashmere sweater with grey trousers looked polished for office meetings, but was comfortable enough for long days showing properties. The warmth of muted rose. Our fourth transformative color challenges another age-related fashion myth, that mature women can't wear pink. The key is choosing the right pink, and that's where muted rose comes in. This isn't the bright pink of teenage dreams or the hot pink of attention-seeking fashion. This is the sophisticated pink of antique roses, of sunset clouds, of precious stones like rose quartz. I want to share the story of Diane, a 64-year-old consultant who had eliminated pink from her wardrobe after turning 50. She had been told that pink was too young for her, that it would make her look like she was trying too hard to recapture her youth. So Diane had been wearing exclusively neutral colors, beiges, grays, and blacks. And while she looked appropriate, she also looked forgettable. When I suggested that Diane try a muted rose cardigan, she was initially resistant. But when she saw how the soft pink brought warmth to her complexion and created a gentle glow that seemed to come from within, she was converted. The muted rose didn't make her look younger, it made her look radiant. It enhanced her natural femininity without compromising her professional authority. The psychology of muted rose is complex and powerful. Pink is associated with nurturing, compassion, and emotional intelligence, qualities that become more prominent and valuable as we mature. But muted rose specifically suggests sophistication and refinement. It's the pink of a woman who has embraced her femininity as a source of strength rather than something to hide or apologize for. Muted rose works particularly well for women who want to maintain a sense of femininity and warmth in their professional or social interactions. It's approachable without being weak, feminine without being frivolous, and sophisticated without being cold. The color suggests someone who has the emotional intelligence to navigate complex situations with grace and wisdom. Diane discovered that muted rose became one of her most versatile colors. A rose-colored silk blouse under a charcoal blazer created a professional look that was distinctly feminine and memorable. A muted rose cashmere sweater with ivory pants was perfect for client lunches or social events. The color became part of her signature style, and clients began to associate her with a certain warmth and approachability that set her apart from her competitors. The grounding strength of rich cocoa. Our fifth transformative color moves us into the earth tones with rich cocoa brown. This isn't the flat, lifeless brown that might remind you of outdated fashion, nor is it the orange-tinted brown that can look dated. This is the rich, complex brown of premium chocolate, of fine leather, of autumn leaves at their peak. Let me introduce you to Margaret. Yes, the same Margaret I mentioned at the beginning, whose elegant presence first opened my eyes to the power of strategic color choices. Margaret, now 67, had spent years wearing black because she thought it was slimming and sophisticated. But she had begun to notice that black was making her look harsh and severe, aging her rather than flattering her. When Margaret discovered rich cocoa brown, it was a revelation. The warm, earthy tone complemented her skin beautifully, creating a sense of warmth and approachability that black had never achieved. The cocoa brown suggested depth, wisdom, and groundedness, qualities that perfectly matched Margaret's personality and life experience. The psychology of rich cocoa brown is particularly powerful for mature women. Brown is associated with stability, reliability, and earthiness. It suggests someone who is grounded, practical, and trustworthy. But rich cocoa specifically adds elements of luxury and sophistication. It's the brown of expensive leather goods, premium coffee, of fine wood furniture, all things that suggest quality and refinement. From a technical standpoint, rich cocoa brown works because it provides depth and richness without the harshness of black. It's particularly flattering for women with warm undertones, but when chosen carefully, it can work for cooler undertones as well. The key is finding the right shade, one that has enough depth to be sophisticated, but enough warmth to be flattering. Margaret found that rich cocoa brown became the foundation of her elegant wardrobe. A cocoa brown wool coat looked expensive and sophisticated over any outfit. Cocoa brown leather accessories, handbags, shoes, belts, added instant luxury to even simple outfits. A cocoa brown cashmere sweater with cream pants created a look that was both comfortable and refined, perfect for her active retirement lifestyle. The timeless authority of deep navy. Our final transformative color is one that many women overlook in favor of black, deep navy blue. This isn't the bright navy of nautical themes or the faded navy of old uniforms. This is the rich, sophisticated navy of expensive suits, of twilight skies, of precious sapphires. I want to tell you about Rachel, a 59-year-old executive who had been wearing black suits to work for over 20 years. She thought black was the most professional choice, the safest option for someone in her position. But lately, she had been feeling like the black was making her look severe and unapproachable, and she was concerned that it might be affecting her relationships with younger colleagues. When Rachel tried her first deep navy blazer, the difference was remarkable. The navy provided all the authority and professionalism of black, but with a softness and approachability that black lacked. The deep blue brought out the color in her eyes, complemented her graying hair beautifully, and created an overall impression of wisdom and trustworthiness. The psychology of deep navy is perfect for mature women in leadership positions. Navy blue is associated with authority, intelligence, and trustworthiness. It's the color of diplomacy, of thoughtful leadership, of quiet confidence. Unlike black, which can sometimes feel intimidating or harsh, the navy suggests someone authoritative but approachable, confident but not arrogant. Deep navy works particularly well for professional settings because it provides all the benefits of a dark, authoritative color without these potential negative associations of black. It's sophisticated enough for the most formal occasions, but approachable enough for everyday wear. The color suggests someone who has the wisdom and experience to lead effectively while remaining accessible and relatable. Rachel discovered that deep navy became her signature professional color. Navy blazers, navy dresses, navy accessories all became staples of her wardrobe. She found that people responded to her differently when she wore navy instead of black. Colleagues seemed more comfortable approaching her with questions or concerns, and she felt more confident and approachable herself. Bringing it all together, the elegant authority palette. Now that we've explored each of these 6 transformative colors individually, let's talk about how to bring them together into what I call the elegant authority palette. This isn't about wearing all 6 colors at once. That would be overwhelming and defeat the purpose of elegant simplicity. Instead, it's about understanding how these colors work together to create a cohesive, sophisticated wardrobe that reflects your maturity and wisdom. The beauty of this palette lies in its versatility and harmony. Every color complements every other color, which means you can mix and match pieces without worrying about whether they work together. Ivory softens navy, dove gray enhances muted rose, and powder blue brightens cocoa brown. The combinations are endless, but they're all elegant and sophisticated. Let me share how Susan, a 61-year-old consultant, used this palette to completely transform her professional image. Susan had been struggling with her wardrobe for years, never quite feeling like she looked as polished and professional as she wanted to. She had been buying pieces randomly, without any coherent strategy, and her closet was full of clothes that didn't work together. When Susan adopted the Elegant Authority palette, everything changed. She started with basics in ivory, dove gray, and deep navy, blouses, trousers, blazers, and dresses in these foundational colors. Then she added accent pieces in powder blue, muted rose, and rich cocoa, cardigans, scarves, accessories, and statement pieces that added personality and warmth to her outfits. The result was a wardrobe that was both cohesive and versatile. Susan could get dressed quickly in the morning, knowing that whatever she chose would look polished and professional. She could travel with fewer pieces because everything was mixed and matched. Most importantly, she felt confident and authentic in her clothes, which translated into increased confidence in her professional interactions. The psychology of elegant dressing. What makes the Elegant Authority palette so powerful isn't just the individual colors, but the psychology behind choosing to dress with intention and sophistication. When you make thoughtful choices about what you wear, you're communicating something important about yourself to others and yourself. Dr. Jennifer Baumgartner, a clinical psychologist and author of You Are What You Wear, explains that our clothing choices are deeply connected to our sense of self and our confidence levels. When we dress in a way that feels authentic and appropriate for who we are now, rather than who we used to be or who we think we should be, we experience what she calls authentic confidence. This authentic confidence is particularly important for women over 50 who may be navigating significant life transitions, career changes, empty nest syndrome, divorce, or simply the natural evolution that comes with maturity. The clothes we wear during these transitions can either support our growth and confidence or hold us back. The Elegant Authority palette supports authentic confidence because it's designed specifically for the mature woman. These colors acknowledge and celebrate the changes that come with age rather than trying to fight them. They work with your evolved beauty rather than against it, and they communicate the wisdom and sophistication that come with life experience. Practical implementation. Building your elegant wardrobe. Now let's talk about how to practically implement these color choices in your wardrobe. You don't need to throw out everything you own and start over. That would be wasteful and overwhelming. Instead, you can gradually incorporate these colors as you replace worn-out pieces or add new items to your wardrobe. Start with 1 or 2 colors that most appeal to you. If you're drawn to the softness of ivory, begin by replacing stark white pieces with ivory alternatives. If dove gray speaks to you, try swapping out some of your black pieces for soft gray options. The key is to make changes gradually and thoughtfully, paying attention to how the new colors make you feel and how others respond to you. Consider the lifestyle you're living now, not the one you lived 10 or 20 years ago. If you're retired, you might want to focus more on the softer, more casual applications of these colors. If you're still working, you might emphasize the more structured, professional applications. The beauty of the Elegant Authority palette is that it works for any lifestyle. Pay attention to quality and fit. These sophisticated colors deserve sophisticated fabrics and construction. A cheap polyester blouse in powder blue will never have the same impact as a high-quality silk or cotton version. Similarly, a poorly fitting garment in the most beautiful color won't achieve the elegant effect you're looking for. The confidence factor. Perhaps the most important aspect of the Elegant Authority palette is how it makes you feel. When you wear colors that are specifically chosen to complement your maturity and wisdom, you experience a different kind of confidence. It's not the confidence that comes from trying to look younger or following trends, but the confidence that comes from looking authentically and beautifully. Yourself. This authentic confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to women who seem comfortable in their skin, who dress with intention and sophistication, who radiate the kind of quiet authority that comes from life experience. When you master the art of elegant dressing, you're not just changing your appearance, you're changing how you move through the world. The women I've worked with who have embraced the Elegant Authority palette consistently report feeling more confident, more respected, and more comfortable in social and professional situations. They find that people listen to them more attentively, seek out their opinions more frequently, and treat them with a level of respect that reflects their maturity and wisdom. Beyond color, the complete picture. While color is crucial, it's important to remember that elegant dressing involves more than just color choices. The cut and fit of your clothes, the quality of the fabrics, the appropriateness for the occasion, and the overall cohesiveness of your look all contribute to the impression you make. The Elegant Authority palette works best when combined with classic, well-fitted silhouettes that flatter your current body shape. This doesn't mean hiding your body or wearing oversized clothes. It means choosing cuts that enhance your best features while providing comfort and confidence. Accessories play a crucial role in completing the elegant look. Quality leather goods in coordinating colors, classic jewelry that complements rather than overwhelms, and well-chosen scarves or wraps can elevate even the simplest outfit. The key is restraint and quality over quantity. The takeaway: your style. Evolution. As we conclude this exploration of the Elegant Authority palette, I want you to remember that style is not about following rules or conforming to expectations. It's about expressing your authentic self in a way that makes you feel confident and beautiful. The 6 colors we've discussed: luminous ivory, dove gray, Soft powder blue, muted rose, rich cocoa, and deep navy are tools to help you achieve that expression. Your style should evolve as you do. The woman you are at 50, 60, or 70 is different from the woman you were at 30 or 40, and your style should reflect that evolution. Embracing colors that work with your maturity rather than against it is not about giving up or settling. It's about celebrating the sophisticated, wise, beautiful woman you've become. The most elegant women understand that true style is timeless, not trendy. It's about quality, not quantity. It's about authenticity, not imitation. When you master the art of elegant dressing, you join the ranks of women who command respect, not because they're trying to look younger, but because they're confident in looking exactly their age. Remember Margaret, whose elegant presence first inspired this journey? She didn't achieve that magnetic quality by following fashion trends or trying to recapture her youth. She achieved it by understanding what colors and styles worked for the woman she had become, and by wearing them with confidence and authenticity. You have that same potential. You have the wisdom, the experience, and the sophistication to dress with elegant authority. The Elegant Authority palette is simply a tool to help you express the beautiful, powerful woman you already are. Your style journey doesn't end at 50. It evolves, deepens, and becomes more authentically you. Embrace that evolution, celebrate your sophistication, and remember that the most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence in exactly who you are right now.